Welcome back to Marect, the official news network of the Warpath SMP universe, the greatest SMP community ever created. Today we're diving deep into the history of every major SMP connected to Warpath. Some were chaotic, some were legendary, some were corrupted, and some were unforgettable for reasons nobody expected. This is the definitive ranking of the SMPs based on story quality, PvP intensity, chaos, player involvement, and overall impact on the community. Let's begin. 1. Warpath Season 2. Warpath Season 2 stands alone at the top. This SMP wasn't just a world, it was a battlefield. Every episode delivered peak PvP, peak story, peak chaos, and peak betrayal. Season 2 had the strongest roster of deadly players, the most iconic fights, and the most dramatic arcs. It changed the entire Warpath universe forever. No SMP has ever matched its intensity, scale, or legacy. 2. Chaos SMP. Chaos SMP was exactly what the name promised. Pure, unfiltered chaos. Ran by Totally Fearsome and Diego the Gamer, this SMP was unpredictable from start to finish. Every session turned into a comedy show mixed with sudden PvP explosions. It wasn't structured, it wasn't balanced, and that's exactly why people loved it. Chaos SMP was fun, wild, and full of unforgettable moments. 3. Warpath Season 1. Warpath Season 1 is the foundation of everything. This was the season that introduced the world, the players, the conflicts, and the style that Warpath would become known for. It had strong storylines, iconic characters, and memorable battles. While not as polished or explosive as Season 2, Season 1 remains legendary because it started the entire Warpath legacy. 4. 8 Idiots Attempt Minecraft's Hardest Challenge. This SMP was pure comedy gold. 8 chaotic players attempting one of Minecraft's hardest challenges created non-stop entertainment. Every episode was filled with mistakes, disasters, screaming, and hilarious moments. It wasn't PvP focused, but it didn't need to be. The personalities carried the entire SMP. It was chaotic, stupid, and absolutely unforgettable. 5. Moss SMP. Moss SMP, ran by Fireclouds, brought a unique vibe to the community. It focused more on world-building, lore, and creativity, rather than constant fighting. Moss SMP had a calm but mysterious atmosphere, with interesting story moments and a distinct aesthetic. It wasn't the most intense SMP, but it was one of the most stylistically unique. 6. Crosshair SMP. Crosshair SMP, ran by Cookie LC, was a smaller but solid SMP with good editing, decent fights, and strong potential. It didn't reach the scale or chaos of the top SMPs, but it had charm and personality. Crosshair SMP was fun, cleanly edited, and had a tight-knit cast that made it enjoyable to watch. 7. Echelon SMP. Echelon SMP was the corrupted SMP. This world was fueled by a dupe glitch that caused massive gear inflation, unfair advantages, and non-stop conflict. But the corruption didn't stop there. The owner only allowed PvP when it benefited him. This created a biased, chaotic environment where wars were manipulated, fights were one-sided, and players were constantly frustrated. Echelon wasn't balanced, but it was dramatic, messy, and unforgettable for all the wrong reasons. 8. Lost Civilization. Lost Civilization was extremely boring, not good, terrible to watch. Despite having cinematic editing and a mysterious theme, the SMP lacked action, lacked energy, and lacked anything that kept viewers engaged. The pacing was slow, the story dragged, and the episodes felt empty. Compared to every other SMP on this list, Lost Civilization had the least excitement, the least chaos, and the least replay value. It looked nice, but it was painfully dull. And that concludes the official Marett ranking of every major SMP in the Warpath universe. From legendary seasons to chaotic disasters, from cinematic masterpieces to corrupted worlds, each SMP left its mark on the community. Warpath Season 2 may stand at the top, but every SMP contributed to the legacy that makes this universe the greatest SMP community ever created. This has been Marit. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more reports, more battles, and more chaos.